have you replayed a conversation in your head, thinking that I should have said that, I shouldn't have remained silent, I shouldn't have held back? Well, you are not alone. I have been there. I bet most of us have. And that's totally alright. Today, I'll tell you how I also went from being that person to someone who is standing on the stage expressing her thoughts. Because I know how it feels to be unnoticed. I know how it feels to be unseen. And here I'm gonna tell you some of my experiences. I remember once in class, the teacher asked us a question. I was pretty nervous. I knew the answer. The answer was glimmering in my mind, but I did not stand up, nor did I raise my hand. I just stood there, actually sat on my seat with my legs closed, and I was just looking down on my desk. And then another student stood up, told the answer. The teacher praised that student. I felt unseen. I felt guilt. I blamed myself for not standing up. I blamed myself that I could have done much better because I knew deep down that was not me. I didn't feel myself. I felt unseen. So that day when I went home, I looked at myself in the mirror. I told to myself, is this who I really was? The answer was no, because I remember ever since I was a kid, I used to speak to a lot of people. I was an extrovert. I used to go to the random strangers and compliment them. I used to talk to many people. And there I was, that time, totally silent. I was afraid of people. Since when did that happen? I asked to myself. I had no clue because I was pretty sure that I was not someone who would change so fast. And the change, I didn't even notice it until it was gone. And I also want to tell that these moments don't always stay in the moments. Sometimes they become memories. I remember when I was younger, I had a dream of being a flight attendant. But then something happened. When I told my mom, my relatives got to know. They mocked me. They laughed at me. They said I was just a kid. I have no idea what to do in my future. I had a lot of time to think. They, of course, pushed me forward to go to the medical science stream. I had to be the engineer or a doctor. Of course, there are some stereotypes you all have been. But I just felt very unnoticed. I slowly just stayed quiet. I started to hide my thoughts. I didn't tell it, not even to my own family. I was afraid that they would judge me once again. When I was 10, I remember I dreamt of being a lawyer. Then again, my mom was like, you can't do that. You have to take humanities for that. I felt shattered. I want to tell you that maybe that time, if I would have spoken up, I would have told her that that's what I really want to do, I would have still had the confidence to become a lawyer and I would have pursued it. I would have given the efforts to my academics. But no, here I am thinking about those moments. Another time I remember there was a school play. I wanted to take part. So, yes, I went to the registration and I wanted to put my name there. But when I saw the names of few of the classmates who were pretty good at the skit that was about to happen, I gave up. I said, they're far more better. Their auditions are gonna be way better than mine. Who am I in front of them? I was just a normal average student. And that defined me. And it did not refine me. That's what made me upset. I went back home, stayed in my bed, I looked at the ceiling, and 100 of thoughts rushed through my mind. Every thought was negative, and that did not surprise me at that point. But what it did do to me disappointed me. Because this is not someone I would have wanted to be when I was a younger kid. This is someone I am right now. So then, this insight actually pushed me forward to fill it up and change. Because a small change can get big impacts. It doesn't have to be great. Why does it have to be great in the first place? It starts within you. If you can't do something to yourself, how will you do something to others? How are you going to make your impression last in front of the others when they won't even notice you? So there I was, giving myself confidence, some pep talks in front of the mirror, trying to gain enough confidence so that the next day I would go to the school, I would see the new classmates whom I have never interacted with. I went to the school the next day. I saw them. I said a hi. Surprisingly, I was stunned too. They were friendly, comforting, kind, and I felt myself in them. I felt peace. I was pretty calm with them. My heart didn't race. My hands weren't sweating. I was proud of myself because even though this small change, a tiny interaction, it shaped me slowly. I began going outdoors. I started meeting new people. It made me feel more alive. It made me feel myself, most importantly. I was not prepared for this change. I wasn't even expecting to see this change. But it happened slowly, very unsteadily. But it happened. Something happened and it made me feel proud. And that's when I gained confidence. Enough confidence to go up to someone and tell what I felt. I expressed myself the way I wanted. I did not hold back for anyone. Why should I? This world has turned selfish. It is good to have empathy for others. And I don't want to say anything against that. But is it right to always live for others? Is it right to give up on yourself for others? It's not. You should prioritize yourself, your needs, your wants, your expressions, your thoughts, because you matter. Every one of us does. And the world will be a better place if we all come together with a mindset not to just bring someone down, but to just rise high and learn from others. Thank you.